Hey garden lovers, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the top 5 best pruning shears. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, having the right tools can make all the difference. But before we get started, make sure to check the link in the description below if you want to know about the price and other information. So, let's count down. Starting off our list is the Felco F2 one-hand pruning shear. We put the Felco 2 to the test in a garden in Oregon, where hydrangeas, laurel hedges, various shrubs, and flowers were running rampant. Much to our delight, the pruner snipped and snapped through all manner of greenery and shrubbery up to 1 inch in diameter without any difficulty at all, and without leaving ragged or torn edges on the plants. We think it's an essential tool for any gardener. This is a bypass pruner, meaning that the blades scissor past each other rather than meeting directly together when clamped closed. That makes this a great tool for pruning through green stems, vines, and branches, as well as woodier branches up to 1 inch in diameter. The F2 has a steel blade for durability and lightweight aluminum handles. We loved the ergonomic design, as well as the red, rubbery covers that provide a secure grip while adding cushioning. Feel no hand pain here, even after a lengthy session in the garden. The pruner has a steel nut and bolt that allow for tiny adjustments of the blades to secure the exact angle that works best for you. There's even a small groove on the edge of the pruner for snipping landscaping wire or similar materials so you don't damage the blade with such activities. Next up, we have the EZ-Kut Ratchet pruner. While testing this all-metal anvil-style pruner, we found it sturdy and sharp, yet very comfortable to grip and use. It has a 3-stage ratcheting mechanism, which greatly reduces the force required to use it, making it ideal for those who may need extra help tackling tougher branches. We think it's also useful for beginning gardeners building their toolkit since it is so easy to use and handles many different types of pruning jobs. We found that the handles provided better leverage than others we tested, thanks to the design. This pruner is made of aluminum with a comfortable grip coating, and at 8.26 inches in length, it is a good fit for most hands. With a maximum cutting capacity of 1.5 inches, it is ideal for pruning dead branches and woody materials, and can also be used to clip through greenery and stems. It is also well designed for making circle cuts if the branch to be pruned is too thick for the pruner. Then use the blade to circle around the branch, cutting into it as far as you can, before making a final snip to remove it from the tree or shrub. On the downside, the green color can make it tough to spot if it is set down in the grass. It is available in pink as well, if you tend to misplace your tools or want a pop of color in your toolbox. Moving on to our third pick, the Felco F6 Classic Pruning Shears. The Felco 6 is very similar to our best overall pick, the Felco 2, but designed for a smaller hand. Like the F2, this pruner is a great addition to your gardening toolbox, especially if you are an avid gardener and will use it often since it is one of the more expensive options on our list. While testing, we found this pruner to be very durable and sharp, and allowed us to prune a bush in our yard very quickly. Like the F2, this pruner has a sap groove to help ward off the accumulation of sticky grunge on the blades, a wire cutting notch, and a nut and bolt that are adjustable to set the blades at just the right angle for your use. At 7.68 inches in length, it is shorter than the F2, and the handles are closer together, making it easy for smaller hands to open and close the prune fully. The blades are slightly more angled than on the F2, which makes them more like an extension of your own hand and thus easier to angle into tighter spots. The cutting capacity of the F6 is 0.8 inches, which is a bit less than the F2, but you can just as easily snip through green stems, vines, twigs, and branches that aren't too hard or thick on your garden shrubs. You can also replace all parts of this pruner, which means that if you take good care of it, it will last through decades of gardening use. Our fourth pick is the Fiskars PowerGear 2 pruner. While testing the Fiskars PowerGear 2 pruner in our own yard and garden, we found it to be a heavy-duty tool that is easy to use for a variety of hand sizes. This sturdy bypass pruner stands out for its patented gear and cam mechanism that lets you cut through branches up to 34-inch thick with far less pressure than you'd need with most other pruners. That means less stress and fatigue to your hand, as well as a cleaner cut through the stem. The handles are uniquely designed to roll slightly with the movement of your fingers to help reduce hand strain. It took us just a minute or two to get used to the rolling motion since it's different than a traditional pruner. But after the first use, we loved how quickly we were able to prune back ivy along our fence, even for thicker branches. This pruner is designed to handle green stems, vines, twigs, and small branches. Aside from the rolling motion, the handles have an ergonomic design that fits very comfortably in your hand, and there are additional soft cushioned areas strategically placed to help prevent blisters and provide extra comfort during those long gardening sessions. We found that both small and larger hands can use this pruner comfortably, but it is on the longer side at 11.5 inches long. It's also designed for right-handed use, but we found that a left-hander can use this pruner. But you won't get all of the benefits of the rolling motion, since it rolls the wrong way for a left-hander. The titanium coating on the steel blades helps ward off sticky sap and rust, as well as provides a smooth cut. The strong blades stay sharp for a long time, so resharpening them will be a thankfully infrequent task. Although when you do need to sharpen this pruner, the blades open wide enough to make it an easy job. Last but certainly not least, we have the Corona ComfortGEL Bypass Pruner. The unique feature of this pruner is the flex steel, which allows you to adjust how far the pruner can open, which in turn lets you tailor the tool to the size of your hand. We tested this pruner in our own home garden on a wide variety of plants, including citrus trees, palm fronds, vines, and shrubs. We found that the steel blades cut easily and cleanly through just about everything. We tested the palm fronds were too wide for a clean cut, but the pruner still managed to muscle through them. What also stood out while testing was the very comfortable grip. The ergonomic handles were very easy and comfortable to squeeze, even for our somewhat painful hands. The blades are coated to prevent the sticky buildup of sap and other plant fluids, which was especially liked while pruning ficus. The 8-position dial adjusts the tool from a maximum cut capacity of 14-inch at the first setting up to a maximum cut capacity of 34-inch at the 8th setting. If your hands are small, stick with the lower numbers and go higher for larger hands. Of course, you can also use the small settings for more delicate pruning and the higher settings for more power, regardless of your hand size. One little hiccup we noted while testing was the stickiness of the flex steel. We found that it tended to stick when being adjusted. However, we still were able to work around that by squeezing the pruner slightly while turning the dial to the desired setting. And there you have it, our top 5 best pruning shears. Be sure to check the links in the description below for the latest prices and availability. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comments which pruning shears you use or plan to try. Don't forget to subscribe for more gardening tips and reviews. Happy gardening!